What's up, you guys? My name is Lindsay and you're watching my channel, A Sight to See, and today we are talking about moving across the country. Now, for some people this might be really scary, and for others it might be the adventure of a lifetime. Either way, this is the reality of what it's like from someone who's done it quite a few times. And I don't mean necessarily move all the way like from one coast to the other coast, I just mean really long distance moves where you're completely going to a new place that you've never been to before, know nobody there, and are basically starting over. So between the time of me being 9 years old and right now I'm 24 years old, I've lived in 13 or 14 different places, and moving's definitely been a big part of my life. It started from when my parents were divorced and I moved back and forth in between them a few times, and then I moved all the way down to Florida alone, and then I moved up here to Georgia, and now I'm moving to Colorado alone. So I feel like I have quite the experience on this topic. But no matter who you are and how things change, there are just some things about moving that will always be the same, which is why I'm going to start off with the cons. So maybe you clicked on this video because you're considering moving really far away from your hometown, and that entails quite a few things. You are no longer going to be able to see that same group of friends that you hang out with all the time. You are no longer going to be able to go to your favorite places to eat or shop at your favorite stores unless they're chains. And you're not going to be used to your travel patterns or traffic or maybe even the type of climate and temperature. Moving from the north to the south was very strange for me, honestly. I was very used to a very cold and fast-paced environment in the north, and I moved down south and I feel like things are a little bit slower down here and it's really hot all the time, and that was a big change for me as a New Yorker. But I acclimated to it, and I've decided that I don't like it. I don't like the South. The South is not for me. Which is why I'm picking up all my stuff and moving again. But besides dealing with all of the technicalities of moving, I'd say probably the hardest part is taking in all your surroundings in the moment right then and realizing that life is going to be very, very different once you actually move. There have been quite a few times that I just look around at the people that I know. Like, I spend most of my time at the Cheesecake Factory, and that's where most of my friends work. And sometimes I kind of just have this moment of looking around Cheesecake and knowing that right after I move, about 95% of the people that I'm looking at, I'll never hear from again. And if this is your first move, you might be like, Lindsay, that's not true. These are my great friends. I'm gonna talk to them all the time. But the reality is you're not. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but people's lives are busy. And when you say out of sight, out of mind, it's true. If they don't see you every day or you don't see them every day, the people that aren't the most significant people in your life, they start to fade away. Maybe slowly, maybe quickly, but from personal experience, I can say that I probably talk to about 3 to 5 people from high school. One constantly, my best friend Jess, but everybody else kind of here and there when we have something to discuss, but it's not like constantly every day, hey, how's your day going, like it used to be. And when I went down to Florida, I have seen 2, 3 people that I went to college with in the past 3 years since I've graduated. That's about all the efforts that we've made to see each other. That's just the reality of it. And I look around the cheesecake that I'm working at right now, and I know that 95% of them are going to stop talking to me once I leave. And it's just a reality that I have to accept as somebody who wants to completely pick up their life and move all the way across the country. And it's definitely sad, and I definitely cry thinking about it, but I can't stay in the same place forever just to keep a bunch of friends. I have to go out and live my dream and do what I want to do. And that includes going to Colorado. So moving across the country, it definitely does have its downsides, but I believe that there are much more positives than there are negatives. I love moving. Like, I love going to a new place and meeting new people and seeing new things that I've never seen before, and I get to go from living in this state of Georgia where I have to drive an hour to get to the closest big mountain to I'm going to have a lake that I could walk right across the street and see a view of the Rockies, and that's crazy to me because like that's all I want, and I'm never gonna have that here in Georgia, like, so I gotta go. And I'm so excited to explore my new city and my new state and every state nearby when I have my new car. I can't really explore the states around me right now with my really bad car. But as for some tips for when you actually move yourself out there, it's a good idea to start looking at groups on Facebook or meetups that are hosted by organizations. Thankfully for me, when I went to college was the meetup. It was I got to meet a bunch of new people there, and it was easy to get friends. And when I moved here, I met all my friends at my new job, or when I'm out doing activities like hiking or rollerblading. So one thing that I do before I move to get myself really excited about a place is I kind of just open up Google Maps and I click on all the interesting looking things in the area that I'm moving to and just get myself really excited about it, to kind of push that thought of I'm leaving all my friends behind and the loneliness to the back of my mind and get excited for the future, because at the end of the day it's all about attitude and how you perceive things. And if you go into this move saying, man, I don't want to do this because I'm just going to miss everybody that I love and I'm going to be alone and I don't know what to do alone, take it as an opportunity to build yourself up, to learn things on your own. That's kind of like solo travel, except you're moving and you're taking all of your things with you instead of just a backpack or a suitcase. One of the best things about moving so far away is that the new place that you're in is definitely going to be very different from the last place that you're from. Maybe not if you move from New York to New Jersey, but definitely moving from Georgia to Colorado, or from Maine to California, or Canada to Texas. Those changes are kind of gonna give you a little bit of a shock because you're not used to it. And if you like those types of adventures, moving across the country could be really exciting for you. And a helpful skill to have is knowing how to pack up all your things really quickly and moving them. I feel like I can be a professional mover by now by the amount of times that I've packed up and moved all this stuff. Just put that on my resume. But the main thing I want y'all to take away from this video is, yes, moving across the country alone can be scary, and there's going to be some gives and takes about it, but at the end of the day, I really think it changes you as a person, and I'm so excited to see how Colorado is going to change me. And one other really exciting thing about moving is, say you have a reputation where you live. Say for me in high school, I was really weird. I'm still weird, but I'm more weirdly accepted now because of how I changed myself as a person. But when I went to high school, all of those people knew me as this weird goth chick that wore 5-inch platform shoes and sunglasses to school every day. I don't have any regrets. I still think it was pretty cool. But when I moved to Florida, absolutely nobody knew me. And I wasn't as awkward and strange as I was in high school as I was when I had the mentality to move and go to college. So I got to completely change myself, and everybody in Florida viewed me differently than all of the people that I knew in New York. And when I moved up to Georgia, I feel like I had a bit more anxiety after college. I don't know why, that's just what happened in my life. And people here kind of know me as somebody that has a lot of anxiety because I bust tables and I don't serve. So all of the servers look at me and are kind of just like, this girl has some anxiety. And I admit it, I know I have anxiety. I talk about that a lot on my channel. But after traveling Europe and after doing all of the things that I've done recently, I feel like I'm not as anxious as I used to be when I started this channel 2 years ago. And now I get to move to Colorado and start over. And I'm not gonna start over as this socially awkward, anxiety-ridden girl. I don't want to bust tables anymore. I'm ready to be a server while I work on my career of building my travel business. So I get to decide to go there and be a completely different person, and that's something really exciting about moving because nobody knows you. You get to start over, you could have a clean slate on your reputation, and I think that's fantastic. So if any of the things that I said previously didn't convince you, maybe that one will. But I hope this video helped you decide if moving across the country or just out of your hometown is right for you. I get to move in 42 days, guys. I will catch y'all on the next one.